once again, Liverpool.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Cop Council. How are we all? Hopefully all of you are having a fantastic day wherever you are around the world. And as you can see by the thumbnail and the title, we are bringing you the breaking news that Joe Gomez has suffered a serious injury while on England duty. International football yet again has given us an injury, and it looks like it is a very, very, very serious injury, and that is concerning Joe Gomez. We do have all the news concerning the injury, concerning everything that we currently know right now, because there are still some developments that we don't know really about the injury, but we will bring everything that I know and I think many others have known about the injury today. But if you could as well, do me the massive favor, please like the video. It's massively appreciated. Also, as well, if you're new to the Cop Council, then please hit that subscribe button and don't forget to enable notifications to find out first about any more injury news or anything concerning Liverpool Football Club. We will bring it to you first of all here at the Cop Council, or near enough soon as. Davidson saying the curse continues. Connor, it does indeed, Dave. The curse is truly alive right now for Liverpool Football Club. Chris saying, evening, pal. Hope you're well. I'm well. Thank you, Chris. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day, mate, as well. And yeah, it's not the best of news, is it? I think that we all thought that things couldn't get any worse after Virgil van Dijk got injured, and after all that drama with Pickford and other things as well, and we were like, okay, this is the group of players now that we have, and now we can try and challenge now the group of players that we do have. Well, as you guys, if you didn't see yesterday's video, Trent Alexander-Arnold is out for a month now due to a calf issue, and now today it does look like Joe Gomez could potentially be out for the season. That's how bad this injury is. And as you can hopefully see on your screen right now anyway, this is what Paul Joyce had to tweet out earlier on today anyway. I believe, as you can see, it was about 2:30 today, of course. And he does go on to say, Liverpool's defender Joe Gomez suffered an injury during training with England today. Gareth Southgate is likely to provide an update this evening at the press conference ahead of the Republic of Ireland game. Well, as far as we are recording this or going live anyway, I haven't seen what he has had to say for that, but there has also been some other news. Then I think Liverpool have come out with some news as well, but the initial thought and the initial take from it on Twitter, at least anyway, was that Joe Gomez had suffered a broken leg or a fractured leg, and everyone was like, well, has he, hasn't he? No one could really report it. A couple of people saying that Liverpool reporters said that it was a broken leg, and then other people saying it was England reporters saying it was. So it was all up in the air, what was the real cause of it realistically, and that was the thing that I think all of us really wanted to find out. What was the main cause of the injury, and what was the injury then realistically? And as you can guys see hopefully on your screens right now, if I can make this a bit bigger for you guys, there you go. Liverpool have confirmed, of course England confirmed Joe Gomez withdrawal from squad due to injury. And if I quickly read it out for you guys, England have announced Joe Gomez has withdrawn from the squad for their forthcoming internationals after suffering a knee injury. Now, this, like many people then straight away on Twitter, was confirming it was his knee, and other people as well. The article goes on to further says the defender will undergo further diagnosis on the issue with Liverpool's medical team. Gomez will therefore miss the Three Lions fixture with the Republic of Ireland, Belgium, and Iceland during this international break. Now, my initial thought was, why do we need international football in the middle of a pandemic? Why? It's not a thing needed. FA, FIFA, whoever, it is not fucking needed. And unless you're playing a Euro qualifier or something that has some sort of significance, then play it. But if it doesn't, stop with the internationals, because for God's sake, this isn't worth it. And of course, I think many of us were saying that as well. There was more news as well that I will bring to you right now, but let's dive into your comments a bit quickly anyway. Chris says, Excuse me. Chris says, I'm fuming hearing the news. Time to scrap international friendlies and Nations League for good. No need to play them. Exactly. Absolutely. He also says, James Milner, emergency centre back. Here we go. Oh, here we come. Yeah. It's going to be, we're literally going to have to end up playing a centre back pairing of Milner and Henderson in a minute. That's how bad injuries are at the moment as well. Dave says, what are the odds on Matip staying fit till May 2020? Not good, unfortunately. Yeah, those odds are very, very slim. And yeah, I don't think it's happening. I joked about, you know, Henderson and Milner being centre back pairing. That could literally be Liverpool centre offs in the next month or two. That's how bad, but you know, injuries have happened to Liverpool this season in defence anyway, and it's just friggin' it's terrible. But Diego's in as well, saying evening all. Hopefully you're well, Diego. Yeah, hopefully you're well, pal. Chris says no excuses not to sign a centre back now in January. Centre backs are the main priority now in January for sure, Chris. Dave says I messaged Cara on Twitter to see if he's available. To be fair, get Cara on, get Daniel Agger, get who else is available. Ask Zenit if there's a buyback clause for Dejan Lovren. You know, maybe you know, that would be a possibility. You know, who knows? But yeah, it is at the minute. You know, I think we do need at least a centre back, whoever it is. Chris says as same as Leicester's odds winning the league in 2016, Dave, 5,000 to 1. So pretty impossible. Yeah, it is going to be pretty much impossible for Matip not to get injured. Data says, well, Data's in anyway. How are you, Data? Says we are in big trouble defensively. Yeah, we are very, very much in trouble defensively. Chris says, lucky Reece Williams and Nat Phillips got the game time under them this season. That is very, very true. And to be honestly honest with you, if now we manage to win the Premier League by a point, and it wouldn't matter, you know, how many points we got or how many games we lost or whatever, if we still manage to win the Premier League season with the amount of injuries that Liverpool have had this season, then for me, this would be the greatest ever Premier League win of all time. You know, plain and simple, if we did manage to win it. Because the amount of injuries that we've had, you know, injury to Ali, injury to Trent, Van Dijk, Gomez, Simicas, Thiago, Henderson, who else has been? Keita, you know, not Mo, sorry, Mane, Ox. You know, the list just keeps on and keeps on and keeps on, and it's friggin'. The list is probably going to continue on, you know, throughout the season. So it's going to be a very long list for sure. But where were we? I already read that one. Dave said Matip, Young, Williams, Fab, and Hendo can all play centre half, but it's not ideal forced into January by yeah. Yeah. Look, we do have options there. Of course, we do have options there. You know, with, like you say, you know, Matip, you know, Reece Williams, we've got Nat Phillips as well. We got Fabinho that can play there, Henderson. But now looking at it as well, you know, teams know now that we're going to need a centre off. So every single player that Liverpool have even been linked with or even talked about with, you know, their prices have gone up by 10 or 20%. You know, everyone now has put up their prices up to premium prices for Liverpool because they know that Liverpool are after them. So Liverpool are going to, and Michael Edwards and all of the transfer committee are going to have to look at players and try and work around their contracts, or, you know, try and play into it. You know, and of course we've said, you know, Diop and Meccano, he has a £40 million release clause in his contract next summer. Could Liverpool try and get that for January? Probably not, in my opinion, but they're going to have to try and work around it for sure. But it's very complex, and Liverpool are going to have to try and find that centre off, because it's not going to be someone, you know, that we have for 6 months. You know, it's going to be someone that we sign to be a long-term project. And for me, Dayot Upamecano has to be the number one pick for Liverpool, in my personal opinion. They also, Nat as well. He also says Klopp himself might end up playing centre back. Dave, I think me and you will end up playing centre back for Liverpool if it comes to it. If I'm being honest with you, Jeannie says I have run out of things to say. Same here, mate. Chris says I was saying that before with our injury list. I bloody agree. Greatest title win ever if we pull it off. I won't stop laughing. To be fair, like I said, I honestly and personally think it would be the greatest Premier League win ever because of the amount of injuries that we have had this season, of course. But the one thing I really want to ask you guys really is, after the international break now, what would be the starting pairing now because of Joe Gomez looking to be out? We did say it was a knee injury, and many people have talked about ACL. Now, that was the same injury that Virgil van Dijk, of course, ended up having, and we all know now Van Dijk is out for 7 to 9 months. Could even be longer, according to a couple of people. Anyway, so realistically, is it going to be one of these things that, we both have now Joe Gomez and Virgil van Dijk out for 9 months or something like that? That would just be ridiculous, wouldn't it? And such a shame. But of course, things have to be looked at first because, of course, like we did say, Liverpool need to have a look at themselves with their own, physios and that. But it doesn't look good, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. But if we quickly get this on screen for you guys, where's it gone? There it is. Yeah, as you can see on screen right now, of course, this is what England had to say about the injury to Joe Gomez. This was an England statement. England have announced Joe Gomez has withdrawn from the England squad for forthcoming internationals after sustaining a knee injury in training. The defender will undergo further diagnosis on the issue with Liverpool's medical team. Practically what Liverpool had just said about that anyway. But did anyone else see what I think it was Toffee TV or Everton Fan TV or wherever it was someone to do with Everton anyway, and they were just like laughing at it and like saying like, "Ha, Pickford," like again, like laughing off they had a lot of hate on Twitter, not only from Liverpool fans, but I think a lot of football fans there did have a lot of hate for as well, for wishing upon an injury on a player, which I thought was pathetic and childish, realistically. In my personal opinion anyway. But what else do we have? Diego says, unbelievable. These friendly internationals should be scrapped. I agree. I personally agree. There's no need for it. We're in the middle of a pandemic. The teams are already, overworking themselves with already fixtures anyway. But why is the need for travel and to mingle with other people while there's currently a pandemic going on? Who knows? It's just friggin' FA and FIFA, isn't it? But Data says, I can't see us winning the league. Just too many injuries. It would be an incredible achievement to win the league. If we can still stay in the top two till January, then it's possible. If I'm being perfectly honest, like there's a voice in my head that says Liverpool are done now in terms of winning the league and things, I guess. But then there's another voice saying to me, we can still do this. There's still the chance, there's still a possibility in us winning the league. Because if Fabinho can stay fit, and Fabinho can be like that Virgil van Dijk in staying fit now for the entirety of the season, even though he did pull up, with an injury, and that if he can just stay fit, for me, I think Liverpool will be fine. If Fabinho then gets injured, then there's the problem. Because then if he gets injured, we all know Matip, Dave said it perfectly. He's practically, we have to wrap Matip in cotton wool for big games, and that's it. But if he gets injured as well, then we're left with just Reece Williams and Nat Phillips, and realistically, they're not probably good enough. They're good enough to play alongside Fabinho or Joe Gomez, but they're not good enough to, be on their own. Then realistically, and it would just be a car crash. Realistically, it would be. But now, Liverpool could end up playing. We could against Leicester now after the international break. We could end up playing with Neco Williams, Matip, Fabinho, and Robbo. For that back four, for me, I think we'll be fine. But of course, we've got James Milner that can play there as well, like centre off and full back as well. So there's many options there, but for me, I still am very confident that Liverpool can still win the Premier League this season. And like I said, if we can win it, it will probably be the biggest ever achievement, winning a Premier League title, plain and simple, in my personal opinion anyway. Chris says Stephen Culker for 6 months. Wouldn't mind it, to be fair. Chris says Fabinho and Matip, Leicester, most likely. Finn's in saying, Green Corner, how are you, Finn? Hopefully you're well, pal. Chris says, we cannot afford injuries to our front three and Henderson, or it's game over for me. Yeah, I would agree. Finn says, if Fabinho stays fit, we will be fine for sure. I absolutely agree with that. Chris also says, Fabinho doesn't get injured that much compared to Matip. That is true. And also says, I'm not panicking yet. Just can't afford Henderson or Mane and Salah to get injured. Yeah, you can't, to be fair. But overall, I think many people were panicking. I think it's probably, I was going to say it's probably better that it is a knee injury. It's not good either way. That's look at it. It's not good either way that it is an injury then realistically, and it's not good that Joey Gomez is going to be out for a long time, because realistically he is going to be out for a long time. No matter how Liverpool try and, sugarcoat it, it's not going to be, it's going to be a long-term thing. It could be, hopefully it would just be maybe 2 months, maybe it might be, maybe just a tear in the knee or something like that can have quick surgery and then a quick recovery there, maybe 2 months or something like that. And hopefully it's not a 7, 8, 9 month old deal or the rest of the season type thing. It's not that type of thing. And hopefully it will be, as minimal damage as possible. But yet again, I will say this yet again, international football, in my personal opinion, should not be a thing anymore. It should not be a thing unless it's a qualifier or, something to do with Euros, World Cup, something like that. If it's an international friendly, get it in the bin. Plain and simple, in my opinion. Get it in the bin, scrap it, and especially now, it was bad enough when football was normal. Football's not normal now. These players are being worked through, hard, because the fixture list is so compact, and now players are feeling it. I think the Premier League has more injuries than any other league in the world right now. So it's not only Liverpool, it's every single team in the Premier League are struggling with injuries. So something needs to be done. Whether or not it will get done, probably not, in my personal opinion. And yeah, just let me know, guys, your thoughts anyway. Please let me know in the comment section down below. Finn says, I think we should panic. We shouldn't panic, to be honest. We have had about 13 injuries from our squad, but are still top of the group in the UEFA Champions League and tied on second in the league. If 2020 taught me something, anything can happen. That is true. That's absolutely true, Finn. And look, like I said, I'm still confident that we can go on and do well in the Champions League. I'm still confident that we could do well in the Premier League for sure. And look, the best part about it, right, and this is kind of sugarcoating it a little bit, but the best part is we have Thiago coming back and we have Fabinho coming back after the international break. We still got Matip as well. So, things look good in terms of that. But yeah, it's this man, realistically. Joey Gomez, for me, he's been, since the last couple of games where, he had that dodgy spell, and that, for me, he's been immense for us over the last, couple of games. I'd say probably the last month, he's been absolutely immense for Liverpool. And for me, he had one of the best performances again against Man City in a Liverpool shirt. And he's just come on leaps and bounds, hasn't he, since Virgil van Dijk's injury, and become that leader that we all needed in probably Liverpool's worst time in terms of injuries. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Guys, let me know your thoughts as well. If it is long term and we are now left with Fabinho, Reece Williams, Nat Phillips, and Jordan Henderson, for example, and Joel Matip as well. Who do you think will sign in January? Who would you like Liverpool to go out and spend money on? Name me defenders, because there is defenders being mentioned. I will talk a little bit about them for a quick couple of minutes after I've read a couple of more comments out. But guys, please let me know your thoughts. Who would you want Liverpool to sign now in January? Of course, money isn't probably an issue for Liverpool because they can work around it. But do let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Anyway, Chris says, why create Nations League? It's the same as European qualifiers. Only difference is name and trophy that you win at a pub darts tournament. Yeah, to be fair, that is true. Seamus is in as well. How are you? Hopefully you're having a fantastic day, mate. Finn says, until January window, we have only 11 games in the league, plus 3 games in the Champions League. Fingers crossed that we can pull through with Keita, Fabinho, and Thiago. To be fair, I'd love that midfield, but I think realistically, Fabinho is going to be at centre half this season anyway. Chris says Upamecano anyway. Finn says, I'm sure our fan base have learned to appreciate Gini Wijnaldum, who doesn't get injured and plays more games, and I'm sure he can also play centre back. He can play centre back. He did play centre half in a 3 against Burnley, I think it was 1 year. I think it was Van Dijk, Gini, and Emre Can playing centre half for Liverpool. So Klopp's learned to adapt in that way. Maybe he might do it again. Who knows? Who bloody knows? But yeah, Gini Wijnaldum, yeah, he's another player that could play centre half for Liverpool. So don't rule him out. And yeah, of course, I believe today is Gini's birthday or 30th birthday. So happy birthday to Gini anyway. And yeah, look, Gini is one of the most best players for Liverpool ever since he signed. So for me, he's absolutely fantastic, isn't he? But Data says Upamecano. I think it's spelled right. I think that is spelled right. Seema says Upamecano. Data says Koulibaly. That one would be interesting, but I don't think it's going to happen. Finn says, to be realistic here and obvious, paying a premium would be Peter Schroeder. I think that's how you say it, from Ajax. Yeah, he looks like De Ligt, doesn't he? I think a lot of people were comparing him to De Ligt when we played them against Ajax in the Champions League. So could be interesting. Diego says Fornana, but he has got a knock whilst with the under-23, under-21 French squad. Is that the player that plays for Leicester? I think it is. That would be a shout, to be fair, because I think a lot of people are saying that he is destined to be up there for sure. Chris says, I wouldn't mind Cody, but only problem, can he play in back 4 as he's more suited to a back 3? I probably would say that because he does play in the base of a 3. So potentially there's potential there. I know Mickey did say that he wanted Conor Cody at Liverpool, so that would be interesting. Garay has been mentioned as a backup signing. Yes, Garay has been mentioned. He is currently on a free, if anyone, if you want him. So Liverpool might dive into the free market until it's possible to sign someone. So who knows? There's options there for Liverpool. Anyway, excuse me. What else do we have? Finn says, or maybe would Kabak from Schalke, but favourite would be Skrull from Ajax. Kabak, for me, I don't think he's coming to Liverpool. There are strong rumours, I believe, that he's already agreed a deal with AC Milan, so I don't think he's coming. And plus, I don't think he's the style of player or the personality that Klopp would want in his Liverpool side, if I'm being perfectly honest anyway. Chris says, I'd rather Henderson at centre-back than Wijnaldum, as Henderson got the height to play centre-back. Yeah, well, he played in the Club World Cup semi-final, so, who knows? Anyone for Phil Judge? Jesus Christ, Data. With the little smile then as well. The little smile then as well. I hate you, Data. There's no way But Jesus Christ, imagine if we did end up signing Phil Jones or something like that. Jesus. Yes, Wesley Fonana from Leicester City. Very interesting. I know Anthony would be probably cursing right now. LCFC buyer will be very much cursing about that for sure, which would be very funny if that did happen. Chris says Ake injured, now come off after 10 minutes for Netherlands. So another injury for Manchester City. Yeah, again, another Premier League injury as well. You know, players are getting run into the ground, man. They are getting run into the ground. But overall feelings then, to end the show then, realistically, overall feelings about Joey Gomez, it is a massive, massive, massive disappointment, in my personal opinion, because, like I said, Joey Gomez was becoming probably one of, if not the best centre backs in the Premier League in terms of performance. Over the last month, he's been very much brilliant for Liverpool from Virgil van Dijk's injury. And for me personally, for me, Joe Gomez is the long-term guy to replace Van Dijk. Of course, you know, taking that commanding role in Liverpool's defence, but it's just a real shame now that he has got injured, and I do feel really sorry for Joey, because for me, Joey Gomez, he is such a good player, and let's not forget, he is 23 years old. He's just turned 23 as well. You know, that's amazing. You know, a player as such young as him playing at such a high level as well is absolutely fantastic. And hopefully, and fingers crossed, like I said, hopefully it's only maybe a month thing, maybe a 2-month thing, and hopefully it is not a 6, 7, 8, 9-month deal like it is with Virgil van Dijk. ACL has been talked about on Twitter. It's been rumored as well. So for me, I'm hoping and praying it isn't an ACL injury, because even if he does come back then after that, it's going to take him a while to get back to football and, you know, get back to the pace of things as well. And, you know, like we said about Virgil van Dijk, we might never get the same Joey Gomez, and we might not ever get the same Virgil van Dijk back as well. Injuries like this are big in a football player's career, and it could be career changing. So fingers crossed Joey Gomez will be okay. Hopefully, you know, he can have a speedy and fast recovery anyway, and a successful recovery, of course, as well. So, you know, from me anyway, I hope Joey, you know, gets well soon anyway, and hopefully, you know, it isn't too serious, of course. But let me read a few more comments out, and then we'll be heading off then tonight anyway. Seaman says problem is going into January transfer window and teams knowing we need a centre back will end up overpaying. Yeah, like I said, I think we will be paying Premier prices for defenders. Kale asks, any updates on Van Dijk apart from his surgery being successful? No, and you won't get any injuries updates from Virgil van Dijk now for probably a couple of months. Now you might get a couple of whispers now that he's doing well on that anyway. But Finn says, thank you, Connor, for an amazing content, especially in this difficult time that we are all in. Awesome stuff. Thank you, Finn, for the kind words, mate. Thank you as well for tuning in to tonight's stream. Thank you to all of you that has tuned in anyway to the stream, but I do very much appreciate those kind words. Chris says, I'm gutted though with any player that's out for us. Gomez and Van Dijk were the best defence in the Premier League in 18-19 season. They were the best last season as well, mate. Let's not forget that. They've been the best partnership for the last 2 seasons, and now both of them are out. You know, it's just mad, isn't it? It's mad how football works. But Chris says, unfortunately, we have to deal with it. I am calming down after my rant after I first saw it. Yeah, to be fair, I was out when I first saw it, and this is why this is out now, because the first time I've had really to talk really and really process it myself, really, because I was like, well, when I first saw the news, I was like, oh, for God's sake, not another injury, because I saw the whispers first, and then it was confirmed then by Paul Joyce that, you know, England had said that he's got the injury, and that's was like, oh, for God's sake, not again. And then, you know, we didn't know what the injury was then, really, and of course now it come out about the knee, so it was like, oh, and, you know, just being worried about, you know, the extent of the damage, really. So yeah, it's just been a really ranty day then, really, I think, for many Liverpool fans, and that. But guys, if you did, please, if you did like the video, then please feel free to leave a like on the video. It's massively appreciated if you could do so. Also, as well, if you're new to the Cop Council and watching this for the first time, then please hit that subscribe button and don't forget to enable notifications, because it'd be massively appreciated if you can get us to 400 subs. It would be very much appreciated if you could do it now. So if you could, please share out the stream, please share out the channel as well. Be very much appreciated. Please tag me as well on Twitter and Instagram. If you do share us out in that, and I will like it, retweet it, and post about it as well. So please do feel free to. But until next time, guys, that is going to be it from me. Hopefully there will be more good news than bad news over Joey Gomez. Maybe tomorrow, maybe not tomorrow, but tomorrow as well. Before I do head off, we will be back tomorrow with the Cop Council podcast. It is finally coming back tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to review the season so far with some very special guests, and tomorrow we're going to have some fun and have a chat with you guys as well. So that's going to be very, very interesting as well. So the Cop Council podcast is coming back tomorrow, but until next time, guys, I'm going to see you then. I've been Connor from the Cop Council. I'll see you all next time. Tra.